Hello and welcome to the Brick Bios podcast. My name is Josh and I'll be hosting tonight. Next to me, I got Jacob.
What's up? What's up?
I got Tim.
Hey, everyone.
George.
Hey.
And Isaac.
Hello.
All right,
Fat Albert. Hey.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to keep the introduction
Did you just
short
call me
because...
Yes.
Oh.
wanted to keep the introduction short because we've got a bit to talk about today. Pretty much right after we finished recording our last podcast episode, I remember we were even talking about how Gamepass, we were all kind of like on the same path, like, oh, we're going to play some games on that. Well, right after that, they went ahead and announced that they were going to up the price like 50% in most countries, some countries even higher. I think, was it Brazil or somebody was raised like 100% from what it was originally.
And how much is it going to be US?
$29.99
for Ultimate? They also changed their packages, so now you have Ultimate, which is the $29.99.
Well, why would you go any less?
Well, a lot has changed. So the $29.99 is for the Ultimate, and then they have the Premium. I believe is what is $15.99 now. Is what was the PC Game Pass.
So I see the Essential and then the Premium. So the Essential would be $9.99, and the Premium would be $14.99.
$14.99. So the Essential used to be like the core, and that was like your. It was a $5.99 one, and now it's $10.99.
Yeah.
And so, and I'll just, if you don't mind me cutting in here really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just kind of go over what these different tiers and what it means for the gamers. So the Essential, which I think we covered, is the $9.99 plan. That's the base one.
And then really quick, I want to clarify, like, this is changing now because before it was no matter if you got the core or the Ultimate, the perks of the games were pretty much the same. There was very little differences except for like PC and
the main thing was with all of them, you got all Xbox games day one. It was just a matter of like the more expensive one, you got EA, Ubisoft, the benefits. So like sometimes they give out like Discord Nitro in-game benefits. So that you got with the Ultimate.
And I'm sorry for
even on the base model, you still got all 100 plus games that Xbox was coming out with or published by.
And I'm sorry for cutting you off, but like Tim had asked before, he was like, "Why would you go with the different ones?" And it was because, I mean, back then you kind of just went with Ultimate because the perks weren't good, and either way you got the same games. But now they're changing everything. So
for me
go ahead
personally, when I paid for Game Pass, I did not pay for Ultimate because I thought, personally, I thought that Ultimate only really helped the Xbox if you had an Xbox console, which you did all the cloud gaming, but you couldn't really do the cloud gaming if you had no Xbox.
Jacob, can you go ahead and explain the difference?
So yeah, I'll go a bit onto the new differences that Xbox came out with. So the Xbox Game Pass Essential, which is the $9.99 one, is coming with 50 plus games. You get PC, console, and cloud. They do say some in-game benefits, unlimited cloud gaming, and online console multiplayer, so Xbox Live. The thing, though, that you do not get is day one Xbox exclusives, if I remember correctly. So you won't have access to Xbox published games for free at any point. It does include the PC Game Pass, though. And like I said, the unlimited cloud gaming access. But once again, 50 plus games. So you're losing out on a lot. Definitely the cheaper option. The next one up is going to be your Game Pass Premium, which is going to offer you 200 plus games. We're going to continue with you do get PC, console, and cloud with unlimited cloud gaming with shorter wait times. So basically priorities. They do offer some in-game benefits, online multiplayer, Xbox Live. You can play and earn up to $50 a year in store with rewards. And then here's the kicker. You get new Xbox published games within 1 year of release. So for $15 a month, you still have to wait a year for any Xbox published games.
And compared to the original price, let's say just for the PC, I don't remember.
You got every game.
You got every game regardless.
Day one release.
For $10.
$10, or I think the other one was like $5.99. You still got it day one.
Yeah,
now you didn't
still
get
got
cloud gaming and stuff like that, but you had a ton of games. So with the final one, which is going to be the Game Pass Ultimate, which is the one that's coming out at a whopping $19.99 a month, which we are US.
Ultimate's $29.99.
Is it $29.99?
Yeah, you said 19.
Oh yeah, previously $19.99, going up to $20.99. we're speaking in USD here, so I don't know what the conversion rate to like euros or anything like that. But here's what you get: you're going to get 400 plus games, which is going to include EA, Ubisoft. I think that was. Yeah.
Their subscriptions
I think it was
practically concluded.
Yeah, but you're not getting day one of those releases.
No.
Those are more the basic pros, so you can get their older games.
Oh, but you get Fortnite Crew.
Yes, you get Fortnite
Oh,
Crew.
man.
Fortnite grew.
Coming November. So you get Fortnite Crew, Ubisoft Plus Classics, and EA Play.
So one thing I wanted to
And
ask,
then all Xbox published games.
I did
Day
want to
one.
ask Tim and Josh, because you guys do pay for the Game Pass Ultimate. What do you guys think about the price change? Do you think it's worth all the games that they provide, or
Honestly, I didn't think it was. It was starting to become not worth it at $20 a month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just depends. If you're gaming all the time and you're
Bouncing.
around from game to game, yeah, possibly. But now, for me, like, I'm usually like 1 or 2 games at a time. I don't finish a game a month with my schedule, so for me, it's not like the $20 was okay. I don't mind. $30 a month. Now it's like not worth it.
you might as well just buy the game?
And the perk
Pretty
before
much,
was
yeah.
that you were getting these brand new games day one. I mean, I played Black Ops 6 day one. I played Indiana Jones and the Great Circle day one. All
For
Starfield.
$10 cheaper too.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, if I didn't like it, I played it for a bit. Well, didn't really hurt me financially,
At least
but
I still get cozy games on Essential.
Cozy
Yeah.
games.
Cozy games
Cozy. Hey, it is fall. It's time for cozy games.
and
Yeah.
pumpkin spice
Um,
lattes.
But I think the timing on this is horrible because Xbox is like struggling right now.
Well, and I think we had mentioned, and I don't know if we did mention in an earlier podcast, but just recently, Xbox also just raised the price of their consoles.
Yes, they did do that.
According, I think they were using tariffs as their excuse for why.
Well, that was the first time they did it. They did it another time.
yeah. So we're seeing
Uh,
another spike in price with just their consoles, and now we're seeing a spike in price
I do
When
want
it
to
comes to the Game
mention,
Pass.
honestly, don't blame Microsoft for this.
out.
Who do you blame?
Go.
I blame the consumers.
If we don't
All right,
have
guys.
enough money.
Next Thursday, we're having a stoning. If you guys want to come join, it's free.
Well, okay, so
I
let's
completely
think about this
understand
money wise.
Microsoft at this. As a consumer, I'm looking at Microsoft, and I have sympathy. I'm very empathetic for them.
if you guys don't know, George is trying to rage bait you guys.
So
He doesn't even pay for it.
let's think about this let's break down the price a little bit here. So we're talking. Well, they were also the ones that were trying to up the price of Outer Worlds 2 to $80.
Yes,
But let's think about this: at $20 a month, you play for 12 months. That's what $240 a year is what you're going to be paying for the $20 a month rate.
Yep.
And at $70 a game, that's approximately like 3 brand new games, maybe more, a little bit more than 3 brand new games.
which does Xbox even come out with that many games a year?
Yes, but they haven't been good ones. I'll just put it that way. So now we're upping that to $30 a month, and it's going to be $360 a year.
$1 a day.
at
360
So now our games are $70. That's
Half-Life.
You're not going to put out
They're remaking
4
the
great
Xbox
games
360,
or
guys.
more. Like actually, no, it'll be at 5. That's 5 brand new games.
5 to 6 brand
Yeah.
new games.
Okay, but I think
It's not worth it. It's just it makes more sense to just buy the game that you want to play.
I was gonna say,
And then you own it.
Yeah.
And that gets into a whole.
okay.
You
I don't
don't
know if you
own
own it because according to the game studios, you have a license to play it until they yank the freaking
Let's
right
not go
away.
on that rant.
That
again.
is its own subject. With
No,
Stop
we've
Killing
already
Games.
talked about
Yes.
this.
But
About you not owning your game.
I did want to add, and I think a big problem with, and I think why we're seeing a lot of people kind of come at this with anger, because I think from a company standpoint, it was going to happen eventually. I think it just made sense.
Why? It
Because-
was the only thing
because-
Xbox had.
PlayStation had tiers, and as a company, and what we've been seeing kind of be the late trend, and it does go back to Netflix and streaming services. We're seeing streaming and these monthly fees become more reliable on companies because they can make money the long term, because they're wanting you excuse me, they're wanting you to pay the $360 a year. They're wanting you to play 2 to 3 games a year, maybe a couple indie games that cost $10. It's not even theirs to publish. They're just putting on their thing. For them, they're making majority of the money here. So I think eventually I knew this was going to happen. Xbox. As much as I thought, Xbox is doing good with the Game Pass. They're keeping it cheap. They're keeping it for gamers. Like, this is what gamers want. It's what they if streaming services was going to become gaming, Game Pass was doing it right. But at the end of the day, you had a corporate mindset with corporate greed. And so when they came at this, they're thinking, how can we milk the most amount of money from these people? Because Joshua does raise a good point. A lot of these games that Xbox is coming out with, I feel like have not been good. Or
yeah, you want to play Redfall on day one? That's the kind of game that you're looking for?
Anybody want to? Or like, you had Halo Infinite day one. What else did Xbox? I'll give it. Indiana Jones was great. Besides, the hardware side being kind of an outreach, but
Get a better computer.
okay, Borderlands 4 CEO Randy. But there does become a problem, and then like the Fortnite crew. In my honest opinion, the Fortnite
not
crew,
a part of that crew.
Like, if you play Fortnite all the time, right? Because that's who the Fortnite crew I feel like is aimed at, is people who play the game all the time. It doesn't make sense for you to pay $360 for a list of other games that you're not really probably going to touch. Because, you're going to get Fortnite. You can just go pay Fortnite crew by your own, because that's the game you play majority of the time. If that makes sense.
Also, they don't release a Fortnite crew every month. So then you're going to get the initial Fortnite crew, and like 4 months or 6 months later, you'll get the next one.
But like, you get
you get 1,000 V-Bucks every month.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
one battle pass.
What I'm saying is, like, if you're playing,
you get the battle pass and the V-Bucks every month.
I get
every month you get V-Bucks.
Yep.
His eyebrows raised.
He's like,
He was like,
wait a
oh,
minute,
wait,
hold on, guys.
This is the steal of a century, right
Chun Li just came to the.
He's so excited. But what I'm getting at is,
You could just buy that.
Fortnite crew is definitely not aimed at your bounce around every game type of guy. Fortnite crew is aimed at your dedicated players that are coming back month to month. They're coming back pretty consistently.
Well, and okay,
Which in this case, if you're playing Fortnite, you're filling up a lot of your time, and so you're not. I feel like personally, a lot of people who are going to be this know. I'm sure there's people that play 8 hours a day, but I feel like for majority of people who go to work, Fortnite crew and they do play Fortnite, it doesn't make sense to get this just for Fortnite crew.
Okay, and if that's the case, then you do have your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And yes, Ultimate, it's like you get every perk that Xbox is offering. The problem is why are you taking away the day one exclusives from everyone else? Because that's the only reason a lot of people are buying Game Pass, even at the essential level. Like, I'm not paying $10 a month just so I can go back and play Fallout New Vegas.
Looking through their list, you at least get Wheel of Fortune on Ultimate.
Yeah.
You don't get it on the others.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Wait, that changes everything.
Well, okay, but like I'm saying, I can go buy Fallout New Vegas probably on Steam for like $10.
Yeah, and you can play
and
it
I
as
can
much
play
as
it
you want.
whenever I want. I'm not paying $10 a month so that I can just go and play New Vegas. I'm paying that so that whenever a game comes out, I can try it, and then if I like it, I'll keep playing it, and if I don't, then I'll just move on to the next game. And there's lots of indie games that Xbox was putting out, and now they're just taking that all away to go. You have to have the Ultimate Edition if you want to play the new games.
It almost makes me wonder for the indie devs, how much are they actually making off of Game Pass? Because if you're getting their cheapest, just the essential, I'm assuming a lot of the games that you are going to be getting are going to be more indie dev or older titles. I mean, how much revenue are they seeing coming out of this?
I heard that with the original release of Game Pass and the earlier versions of it, I guess, it really was not making a lot of financial sense about how it was making money at all, like for devs or for Xbox itself. So it really does not surprise me that they're having these price hikes happen with that in mind. But as far as the actual numbers go, I really don't know. What sort of deals do they make with those devs?
I mean, in my eye, I imagine Xbox is taking the most out of it, because I'm imagining it's going to be the same way that Netflix does it. Is they're going to buy your game and they're going to be like, well, we think you're only going to get this many plays or whatever.
Well, they probably
and so
have
we'll give you this much money.
a statistic for each game being played. They probably have that kind of graph to see. That's why every month they'll probably remove games because it's not getting played.
Let me put it like this: K-pop Demon Hunters that came out on Netflix, right? And I'm just using this as an example. Sony made that movie, and they didn't think it was going to be good. So they
It wasn't.
sold the streaming rights. I'm not going to get into it. They sold the streaming rights to Netflix. They basically sold the whole IP to Netflix because they didn't think it was going to do good. So like, well, we'll cut our losses. We'll make some money back. So they went to Netflix, said, all right, we're going to sell you this. And Netflix said, we don't think it'll be that successful. We're not really going to advertise it or whatever. So we're just going to give you, I can't remember the deal. It was just a couple million or whatever.
They did not account for little beboppers like Jacob over here.
They did not. But, I mean, and I'm assuming Xbox Game Pass works maybe in the same way of like an indie dev can go, hey, can I get my game on here?
So Xbox
will just be like, yeah, we'll pay you whatever. And then they might do a royalty idea of, well, you only got 6 plays this month, which, prorate becomes this. And I guess kind of where I'm going with that is I feel like for the essential mode, the devs on that one are getting screwed the most compared to the Ultimate or anything else like that.
For you guys, the price point going up $10, what would Xbox or Microsoft have to do to justify that price point?
Nothing.
Come out with good games.
Leave
worth
it at $19.99.
Well, the only thing I would think to do is, leave the day one exclusives on at least the premium or the premium,
which was the original. Like that's not the 15.
Because and PC game.
I would agree with that.
Huh? Well, yeah,
I would agree because otherwise it doesn't make sense. It's like I'm spending all this money where okay, I can go to Steam, wait for good sales, go buy the game, not own the game, and play it, and to my heart's content, and not have to worry about a monthly thing.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. You are getting 3 subscriptions in one.
But the problem is
you are getting Ubisoft Plus, you are getting EA Play, you're getting Fortnite Crew, and you get the Xbox games.
I would almost make the same argument though if you want to look at like Netflix, right? Or if we're talking about a ton of things like we're saying with streaming, is like what Tim and Josh are saying is they don't really care about EA and they don't care about Ubisoft. They just want day one Xbox releases. That's why they were paying it in the first place. So to take that option away from even premium players, which I agree, premium should have day one, just without the, if you want to say, okay, well, you don't get Ubisoft and you don't get EA.
Fine.
That's cool.
That's the extra value.
That's the extra value to go up is I'm paying for these extra streaming services. And I feel like we're seeing it go back to cable TV where it's like, I just want HBO, but you're like, well, we have packages. So if you want HBO, you also have to pay like $40 more because we're going to give you this other crap that you don't actually want. But we got to sell it that way because let's be honest. Do most people care about Ubisoft Plus Classics or EA Play? You don't get day one releases of those.
No.
But yeah, that's fine. You get to still go play back the Assassin's Creed catalog.
But I can go get that on Steam for cheap, man.
What I'm saying is Tim doesn't want that. He just wants day one Xbox releases.
If you are a no-lifer, you can beat those games within a month.
That's the problem.
For
We aren't
$30.
no-lifers. We have we're jobs
Like,
in this.
if you
The
were
majority of the people are not like that.
I think the dumbest thing they did here was take away day one from premium.
You gotta have a job to pay
That makes no
$30.
sense.
One thing would make sense as well is if like you have kids and you don't want to buy them every single game that you have or they want on the market, just getting them this makes a lot of sense because you get a whole variety of games.
Yeah, but he's not buying it for his kids. He's buying it for himself.
But I'm looking at it as like a standpoint for the consumer. I'm looking at it as like if I'm Microsoft, I'm thinking about the kids.
You're not.
You
But
are
still.
not thinking about the kids as Microsoft. Shut up.
I was saying, but still, like
Kids are playing Fortnight
The
and
math
that's all they're
doesn't
playing. They don't
add
need
up.
400 other
especially
games.
look at it this year with the games that are supposed to be coming out. I don't care about the Game Pass games that are coming out this year. I would rather save all that money for
Buy Battlefield 6
6.
one time.
I would
and-
rather pay it for Expedition 33, which went to Game Pass, but later. And those 2 games and I'm good.
You know what? And
That's pretty much what I'll end my
I feel
year
like-
on.
Yeah.
Game Pass is kind of a
Would
weird.
have saved me $300.
It's in a weird spot because I feel like we're in a point of gaming where live service is such a big thing. I mean, George won't stop playing Marvel Rivals. Like for him, it almost doesn't make sense to pay for Game Pass.
I don't. But I
Because
still
like
don't think the price is justified.
because most of his time is going to be spent playing, Marvel Rivals.
So
or
what do
like
you
Tim,
pay for, George?
Netflix, HBO. I don't think I pay for any gaming subscription. I never found it useful. Like for me, like Jacob was saying, I play live service games. That's a free game. and then I spend money.
No
It doesn't
wonder
make
they're
sense
terrible.
because if he's gonna pay yearly, but for 1 month
For-
only play,
One game or 2 games.
it doesn't make sense.
I have
for-
I'm a terrible person to ask because I have a commitment problem to games that I'll buy a game and I won't play it, or I play like 10% of it and drop
But
it.
if it's free, you
I guess-
play
I guess
it.
what I'm trying to say is I feel like games have always been that sort of you buy a game and you're the goal is to get your money's worth out of that game, so you're gonna play it a lot. Now the nice thing about I think Game Pass offers is it's almost like a trial. You know, you can start a game if you don't like it. Well, you
and
didn't
the other
spend
thing was
$60.
indie games.
Yeah,
Because at first, and I know Isaac, we had this whole conversation, but if I, as a person who's never seen any of these games, it makes it easier for me to download them and play them because I'm already paying for the subscription. I've played, the big games, and I played the old games that I know, but now there's these new games that are, would normally be $5, $10 on Steam or at GameStop at the time or whatever. Now I have no hesitation to go ahead and download and play these indie games and try them out. And if I don't like them, I didn't lose anything because I was already paying for the subscription and I'd got my money out of it. I got my money's worth out of it. But now I need to play every new release to get my money's worth. And to me, that's just not going to happen.
I feel like, and I think I just can't beat this dead horse more. Is the problem is
Keep beating it.
is this the worst decision is taking day one away from at least the premium, because I'm reading here, you
You
know,
didn't take day one away from the premium. You just made them wait a year.
they're taking
not
that's
day one.
literally taking day one away.
But they get it day 1 year later.
365, and the game's out. Everyone's high level.
Well, that gives me time to be like, was it good?
At that
No?
point, just go
Okay.
buy.
I'm not
At
going to
that
buy
point,
it.
Just go buy the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at that point, buy the game. There's not much value. I think at the very end of the day, there's not much value in the essential, and you're not getting a lot of value in the premium.
Well,
Majority of value is in the ultimate. But the problem is there's a lot of stuff I don't want about the ultimate, and it's also $30 a month.
and
That's expensive.
what somebody else was saying is if you want those extra subscriptions, those are $10 subscriptions. I think Fortnite Crew is
Bro, nobody wants
like
Ubisoft.
Fortnite Crew's
Classic.
13,
11 or
Ubisoft
12
is 10, and then I know EA is 10 or 15.
Nope.
I mean, if you're into those things, then yeah, it's a deal. But
Like I said, I feel like it makes sense
how
if
many
you have a
people
family
do
or
all of those?
like if
And
you
they're
have
not
2
new
kids that
ones.
are playing games, they can share that Game Pass and they can
It's-
play whatever games they
It's
want.
Ubisoft the Classic, so it's games that you've already played.
Yeah, it's not
It's EA Play,
Still not.
not Pro.
brand new
Yeah.
games.
So you're not getting the new EA games. You're just getting their old games or whatever they deem to be worthy of being on EA Play. The only new releases that you're going to get are ones that are published by Microsoft, which is going to be your Activision games, your Bethesda games, and any of the smaller studios that Microsoft owns at this point. Rare,
Does
Playground.
Rare still make games?
yeah.
Oh
had
yeah,
Sea
they
of
made
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
They're supposed to be making a new one or something.
What's
but
that?
they didn't.
What?
With Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
You don't
I
know
know.
what Sea of
I know.
Thieves is?
I don't understand the joke there.
It's just not that good.
It was,
Oh
but,
yeah, it wasn't.
but it was a big thing when it came out because everybody was super excited for it.
Till they
I don't
played
know.
it.
I see Game Pass as such a, and I get where George is coming from. Yeah, if you have a group of kids, it's kind of easier to say, here's $30 a month. They can
Just play the games off the Game Pass.
play all the games they want, whatever. I don't have to worry about going to the GameStop, buying them a new game every couple months or whatever. It just comes out.
I don't think you'd be doing that regardless because that's kind of extinct now.
Well, yeah, or giving them my credit card to go pay.
See,
for
back when I was a
games.
kid, there was no subscription or game subscription, so I'd have to go beg my parents to buy me a single game. And then it took a month convincing just to try to get it.
you had to
But
make a PowerPoint slideshow.
exactly. You had to prove to them how this was going to financially benefit them, even though it didn't.
You don't understand, Mom and Dad. I need Battlefront 2. It's important.
Exactly.
It's gonna teach me all about the wars that are coming in the future with the clones.
But I find personally when I see this, I can see a group of like thinking like I'm seeing as if I'm Microsoft. I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about the
They did
families.
not think about the kids.
I'm thinking
This was pure.
They were
greed.
thinking about kids the way like Mr. Krabs was thinking about the kids in summer. You don't remember that?
but I'm
Think about all the money they can give me.
I'm thinking about the kids, the big families that, like how you mentioned, they don't have to worry about buying a game every month. They can just worry about the new releases that come to the Game Pass.
You know what's funny about Steam is that you can set up a family, and then like if you buy one game, like your whole family can play it.
But then everybody would need a PC. Or just
Get 'em
you have
started
one
early.
Xbox. that
Isaac,
with
how old were you
multiple
when you got your
accounts.
first PC?
I was 4.
There you go.
I didn't
Well,
have a
and-
desk.
First of all, I didn't have a PC until I was in high school.
There's a whole
so
other
I used
argument for that
Xbox.
because back then consoles were much easier to get into, but now it's getting to the point where PC is almost as easy to get into as Xbox.
And heck,
is.
you could give your kids Steam decks and
Yeah.
just set them up with games that they want to play. I mean,
I think
if they want to play Fortnite, I understand where you're coming
I
from.
feel
I'm
like
saying
Steam decks are much easier to break than an Xbox controller.
What would you guys
I see a
do?
lot of switches go through.
Exactly. I'd
Well,
rather my
but that's
kid
what-
break an Xbox controller than break a Steam Deck.
What would you guys do if Xbox, after this whole thing and everybody hates them, if they came out and said, you know
Nobody hates them.
what? We hate them. I've hated them for a couple years. Halo has not been good, and I don't forgive them for that. But what if they came out and said, like, starting this next month, Steam is going to be available on all consoles and
And
stuff?
come on, they're not supporting Windows 10 anymore.
Which there has. I thought there's been rumors that Xbox is going to eventually allow Steam on their
Well,
consoles.
I think the Ally. Excuse me. I think the Ally will.
Yeah, they have their own OS that combines the both with the new ROG Ally.
But I've heard on their ideas they also want to move it to their consoles as well.
Yeah.
See, and in which that case, yeah, you could start up a Steam library and share games.
Which
and
when
buy
I
them
also
one at a
see
time.
this, I also think that now that more people are switching to like a Windows operating system, I feel like they kind of left the PC part of the Game Pass way too cheap.
they did raise the price.
Yeah, I feel like they left it way too cheap for
it's-
how much you got.
It's like-
$17 a month.
It was
yeah, it's-
$10.
Yeah, they upped the price.
That was way too cheap. I understand that.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean you understand that?
But like now that everybody's trying to transition over to PC because PC is just better gaming console or better
Platform.
I
It's
can see
improved
why.
a lot.
I can see why they're kind of trying to change the tiers because before you just had Game Pass for Xbox, Game Pass for PC. Now it's like
They all have PC on them.
I'm just thinking
Thinking
about
the
the
kids. Thinking about the kids. Guys, he's thinking about the kids.
All I know is when it first came out, it made a lot of sense. It was
The
like
same way that a
$10.
Hollywood
You got all the
studio
games
thinks about the kids.
and the world. Was so
I'm
much
just
more
saying
simple.
this is completely justified by Microsoft.
You know, and the sad part is, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not saying they're justified. I'm just not surprised.
Yeah.
It was gonna, like I said, PlayStation was doing it. If PlayStation's doing it, Xbox got to do it.
I feel like
but
they could've done
PlayStation
it.
subscription is terrible.
Yeah, now we'll look at what we're seeing.
But
I feel
the
like-
exact same thing.
But like PlayStation subscription, I only got that one because of like the PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah,
kind of
how
like
many did you
this.
beat?
None. But that's besides the point.
I just
He's
feel
thinking
like
about the kids, and he gave them the money.
it's just coming at the weirdest time. It's like you've been losing the console war for the last 7 years.
But they're winning
No.
the PC war.
They're not winning the PC. I mean, they are PC.
Microsoft is
winning.
Microsoft is PC.
Xbox is
Xbox
not.
is not. No, they're forcing Xbox onto you because of the Windows, but you don't have to use that. But they haven't made any good games. Their Game Pass was the only thing that was keeping them in the running for Xbox or PlayStation, and it was the only reason to have the console at that point was because you could have Game Pass. But what do they have now? They have no games. The Game Pass is expensive, and
Their consoles are also.
Do they
their
doing
still-
consoles have gotten more.
Do they
expensive.
still do games for gold?
no.
No.
That all
What?
changed.
No,
That all
there's no
changed
gold.
right
That's
in
all
2
Game
years
Pass
ago.
now.
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I
So
forgot
that's
about
another
that.
thing.
So-
You do have to take into consideration if you want to play online, you do have to buy some form of Game Pass.
I think this
Well, that's
is
the essential.
this is the sign of Xbox slowly going away. Like
Yeah.
the Xbox brand.
Honestly, I feel like
I think they're just going to end up being a publisher.
But
Like the
of
way-
what?
The games they have.
What
like,
games?
So
they have,
many
they
game
have
studios.
no games anymore.
They-
They,
they
suck.
don't-
They own
Happiness
Bethesda.
of
They own
tranquility.
Activision, Blizzard. Like they're making, but I see them becoming Atari. They're stepping away from the console and they're just going to focus on publishing and games, and they're going to keep this live service Game Pass on PC, and they're going to make consoles that are going to support that are basically going to become
on Black Ops with Activision. They're gonna,
but what I'm saying is they're going to become they're like I could see Xbox's next console being another version of almost the Ally X, where it's we'll have Xbox Game Pass on one, and we're gonna have Steam on another, and we're gonna have Epic, and you're gonna buy this console. It's gonna be an easier setup, but you're gonna have access to all these game libraries.
Oh, but you still gotta pay $30 a month.
That's why you're gonna buy our console, because we're giving you all three. It's easier because a lot of people don't want to get into PC because there's a bit more work that goes into it. There's a lot more troubleshooting. Sure. So they're going to make a console that's going to operate, that's going to act like a PC. You'll have Steam, Game Pass, Epic.
That's great. Most people are still just going to buy a PlayStation.
I could see that changing if Xbox does
until
go
PlayStation gets hacked again and they lose all.
I was going to say the ultimate combination is to have a computer and a PlayStation.
No. What I'm saying is Xbox. There's a crowd that still wants Xbox.
I disagree. I will not
because
go to PlayStation.
People want people don't want PCs because there's work, there's troubleshooting, there's setup, there's keeping drivers updated. There's a lot more that goes into PC gaming. It is way better because of it, but there is modding, all that good stuff. But there's people that don't want to do that, and so I think what Xbox is going to do, and this is just totally not based on any factual evidence, but I think what Xbox is going to do is they're going to make a console that is going to be straightforward. It's going to be easy for people, but it's going to give them Steam. And I think at the very end of this, Steam is going to win everything.
All I know is right now, and this is a conversation that we've been having, is there's no reason to have an Xbox. There's no reason to have Game Pass now.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
I mean, this is this is the straw that breaks the camel's back at this point.
I'll break the camel's back.
Okay.
Okay, in conclusion,
Go Microsoft!
This is completely justified by
big
Microsoft.
or small camel?
Depend. Well,
Tim,
there's a lot of thinking going on.
Did it eat bullets?
did it eat bullets? That's the question.
we're not going there again. Moving on.
Isaac, talk about an indie game that you like.
Yeah, I'm letting you guys talk about all of this.
I'm sorry, Isaac.
I'm letting you guys talk about all of this, like streaming freaking.
Isaac, let's talk about why indie games are so great and why you shouldn't buy Game Pass, but instead buy a new game that recently just came out that you've been playing a lot.
Hades 2.
That's a good one, but
that is good.
So for 2 months or almost 2 full months, I was not playing any games. No subscription services to like streaming, no media consumption whatsoever. But then these fools decided to bring their Steam Decks and showed me the light. They showed me the lights to this game that was just recently released. This game in its memified glory, Megabunk.
Megabunk.
Somebody needs to read off the spec requirements.
I got it.
Let me. Isaac, do you want to explain the game a little bit? I kind of know.
So it works on Linux.
It does work on Linux natively.
I only played like 40 minutes of it, and it's like a 3D third-person Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Vampire Survivors, it's like basically a pioneer of the Survivors type
Survivor.io.
So every like game where you go around and you just idle, you don't aim, you just kind of walk around and enemies die around you as you get your weapons and you upgrade. You collect XP, you level up, you upgrade your weapons, you upgrade your abilities, you upgrade whatever. Just like number go up, enemies die around you, number go up even more. That's like the whole cycle of the gameplay. It's really mind-numbing, but it's really just blind fun. So I got the game, I downloaded all my games again on my PC, and I just enjoy the really simple, fun mechanics of it. Like, do you guys remember the last time you had fun playing a game?
No,
actually,
I never had fun playing Marvel Rivals, actually.
I had a lot of fun playing Battlefield.
Me and George last night were like, let's hop on some Marvel Rivals. We'll get some 2 matches in, play some ranked. By the second match, because we were getting late, George goes, "Yeah, I have to get off. I'm getting angry right now.
I'm getting stressed out. I'm getting heated.
He's like, I'm actually getting mad.
Even though we won 2 games.
We won 2 games in a row, and he's like, I'm actually getting mad at this game.
Well, that's that's every game with him.
Is it still on sale? The Megabunk, is it like $8 still, or is it?
So it's $10. Hey guys, $10, and you get a game and you can play it as much as you want.
Put at least 100 hours.
They say minimum requirements. It will run on a toaster if you ask it nicely.
So did read what processor you need?
The minimum requirements, right?
Yes, read the minimum requirements.
Requires a 64-bit processor, an operating system.
Pretty standard.
Windows 10, it's going out of support. Processor, a potato.
Now
2 gigs of RAM. You don't need no graphics. DirectX version 11. 500 meg of available space is all that's needed for storage.
Not even a gig.
And you can use any sound card. And additional notes, it will run on a toaster if you ask it nicely.
Now let's read what the recommended specs are, Tim.
All right. Recommended 64-bit processor and an operating system. All right. OS, still Windows 10, but it can run on Linux.
Prefers.
Processor, this is what you should use, is potato number 2.
They're about to come out with potato 3, so.
Still 2 gigs of RAM. They do recommend graphics. Yes. DirectX version 12. Still 500 megs of available space is all you need. And once again, any sound card.
And Isaac, I do want to ask you, we showed you this game on a Friday, and when we followed up with you on a Monday, and we do want to ask you, how many hours did you put into that game over just the course of the weekend?
Almost a full day. It was 22 hours. So I went to bed, and then I woke up at midnight. I'm like, I'm actually not tired right now for some reason. I'm just going to play the game for the first time. So then I played and stayed up until 5 in the morning. Went back to bed for a little bit, got up, did some, my weekend routine, did some cleaning, did some chores. And then in the evening, I played it again for many hours until it was my actual bedtime. And then I, went to bed, went to church on Sunday, did my usual Sunday routine, did my laundry. And then I played some more whenever I had any sort of free time. So that was a whole 22 hours worth of playing this game.
He caught up on all that time. He did not do anything.
So I racked up like 60% of the achievements in that time too, because I love getting achievements. Just this game, I like Risk of Rain 2 and I like Vampire Survivors. This game is like if those two games had a baby and then another baby, and then those babies had a baby, like an inbred child. So
you have 34
Wow, that got
hours on
deep.
record.
I just kind of want to go a little bit off topic just because Tim was talking about the requirements and it made me think of another funny Steam requirement, which I think you know where I'm going with this one. Has anyone read the Undertale soundtrack Steam requirements?
No.
Can you mind if I read them off really quick?
go for it.
So this is the Undertale soundtrack, just the soundtrack. Steam requirements. OS, any. This is the minimum. OS, any. Processor, sure. Memory, 1 megabit RAM. Megabyte RAM. Graphics, well, it's just music files. Storage, 1 gig available space. Sound card, any. Additional notes, it's just music files. Recommended though, OS, Windows 9 million. Processor, very fast processor that can play 9,000 songs per second. Memory, 999 gigabytes of RAM. Graphics, special graphics card that makes music look like cool 3D for no reason. Storage 1 gig still. Sound card that makes the music sound like a live orchestra, even though it's not. And additional notes. Really though, it's just music files.
It's pretty
Steam
good.
is fun.
I just, it's funny. I went off topic. Let's go back to
I like how
Vagabond.
Steam allows you to put anything you want in the recommended requirements.
Oh yeah, because Jacob was saying like, oh, I thought they had like a preset list of actual hardware you can choose from. No, they just let you type in there whatever you want.
It's so funny. But yeah, we'll go back to Megabunk. I just wanted to bring that up.
Nah, like the main thing is just it's the graphics suck, but like it's so stylistically like charming. It's kind of a callback to like PS1 era graphics.
Can I make a point? I don't care about graphics. I really don't care about graphics. Your game could look like a PS1 game, but if it's fun, I'm playing that.
That's
If
this
your
That
game,
was like the conversation that we were having the other day where it was like, would you play a game that was like the size of Cyberpunk and had like the detail of Baldur's Gate 3 and all this, but like graphics were like PlayStation 2?
yes, I would play that game because it makes me remind me of a video where it's like, that's it. No more graphics until people start making fun games again.
You
I was
gotta
thinking-
realize people still play Nintendo games.
I was gonna say like
Then
I
those
would
games
love a
look
game that
not
has
good.
N64 style graphics
Like-
and was fun.
The
If
thing
your
is,
game looks good but runs like Donkey Doo-Doo, look at you, Borderlands 4. I don't care. I'm not
Speaking
playing
about
your game.
Borderlands 4, they're porting it over to the Switch too.
No idea how that's gonna work.
if the guy's already complaining about performance, how is it going to perform on the Switch too?
I will
Fun
say,
fact, it won't.
15 frames per second.
I will say that like the state of gaming nowadays makes me sad, and that's kind of what like caused me to go on this cleanse. Is like all the big companies care about is graphics. All they care about is margins and microtransactions and appeasing their freaking shareholders. I miss the days of like OG Nintendo or like all like the really old beginning era consoles where games were meant to be just complete packages of just pure fun that you can replay over and over again without having to worry about yanking out your wallet for more content. It was just
So
Well,
Tim, back in your
Amen,
day,
brother.
back in your day, all right, when you guys used to play tic-tac-toe on the wall, all right, when you had to carve
I
it
was
in,
really good at
when you had
that.
to carve it into the cave wall. What was the microtransactions like on that one?
What were microtransactions?
Yeah, what was it like?
I don't know what microtransactions were. They didn't exist.
Oh boy.
What a wonderful time
thanks,
to be alive.
freaking horse armor, Bethesda. You started this.
It's always Bethesda. They ruin everything.
The closest thing to
They ruined my
microtransactions were
How did they do that?
Skyrim came out.
You're not
And you saw
married.
Lydia. You saw Lydia, and you just dropped.
I saw
everything.
Lydia. No, I saw the vampire chick. They wouldn't let me marry her. After already divorcing my wife.
the microtransactions that we had back in the day. They gave you DLCs for free. They were like, "Hey, look, we're dropping new maps for Halo." Boom.
because you already bought the
I
game.
already bought the game and owned it.
Also, they didn't have online to update games later, so it's like
They had to make sure the game worked and worked well, and now they don't have.
I was gonna say, remember when ET almost destroyed the whole gaming industry?
Oh yeah, because it was so
bad.
rushed and so like unintuitive. No one knew what was going on. It was a mess.
Well, you
Hey,
can
and
always
now it's a
like.
selling point for game studios to do that.
I'd say every few months though we get a really good indie that we can play for a few weeks.
And see, like indie games, the developers of indie games actually care about how the game feels and like what makes a game feel fun and like good, and like you get much higher value for the dollar that you spend for these little $10 and $20 indie games compared to the $100+ gold edition, game of the year edition, whatever, battle pass edition.
But I gotta have that medallion.
No, you don't, Tim.
I think,
Wait, no, I need the skin now. That's what I need.
you know what I think is the greatest thing lately is
I
we're
need
seeing
Nicki Minaj
more and
skin.
more indie games break
They
charts.
are
Like,
holding their own against these top, like the really highly anticipated AAAs.
You had Peak that came out. You had
Schedule 1.
Scheduled One. You had
Lethal Company.
Lethal
Lethal
Company.
Company.
Now you have Megabonk, which has already sold millions.
Helldivers 2 is technically
Which had-
well,
only have-
published by Sony, but
Only have one set price, and they give you all the content.
Like
Yes.
I love that we're seeing indie games win. Just recently, Silk Song came out and crashed Steam because so many people were going out to purchase it. Like
It's pretty hard.
I've seen comments in
Did you play
r/pirate.
I've been playing it.
So I was reading comments on like r/pirate on like Reddit, and like everybody's like, yeah, we don't care if we pirate this game, but if you pirate Silk Song, we're coming after you and we're gonna slit your throat because you're not giving money to devs that actually care.
And then the Hades 2 also came out, which I heard was really good as well.
So
And-
love to see this indie. I love to see the rise of these indie games. I think we're going to see a transition within the gaming space of AAA titles being or losing or really having to up their game, and we're going to see more and more indie games rise up, especially with these game engines that are becoming a bit easier to use. So we're getting better games every year.
Yep, and the talent to actually put it together, not relying on AI for most of it.
So it runs on potato
It runs on potato.
Potato 2.
and a toaster.
A potato too.
if you ask
preferred.
nicely. So I love Megabonk. I love indies. Make sure to go support your indie devs.
Bro, I've never paid
Alright.
for an indie game that's more than $10.
Hey,
did you buy Baldur's Gate 3?
Baldur's Gate 3 is not an indie game.
That was AAA.
They're
It's not
independent studio.
AAA.
They're an independent studio.
Yeah, but they it was they're a AA studio. They're considered a AA studio.
I like AAA batteries.
Yeah.
Isaac eats batteries, in case you guys didn't
And
know.
They'll
processors.
also come in.
It's a real
tire for you on
problem.
the
All
highway.
right, we're gonna have an intervention next.
The other
week.
day, I found a processor in the freezer.
That's actually not a lie. That's not a lie.
I was gonna say he was eating a processor just before.
It was too spicy. I couldn't eat it.
George, go over how you found a processor in the freezer.
I was just chilling, couldn't go get my lunch for the day. I open the freezer, I just see a processor chilling, and I'm like, I went to Isaac straight away. I'm like, why do you have this processor in the freezer?
How'd you know it was me?
Because I know he eats batteries, so I had to already assume that it was him.
For those who are curious, it was a Pentium 4.
That's what we're curious about.
In case you guys are curious, the
It's a-
Pentium 4
it's-
tasting.
So it's not going back into a system. That's why.
If it's an I series, they're a little on the tough side. You got to go with a.
It's not aged well enough yet.
Pentiums are tender. They have more of a distinguished taste.
And he
to
doesn't
them.
eat any AM4 CPUs because the pins.
They hurt his tongue.
It's a texture issue.
Exactly.
Isaac, has there been any updates on the Windows 10? Like, have they made any progress on
Windows 10. They said
like,
they're going to stop.
They're going to stop it, but have they made any progress on adding more of those older CPUs to the list?
No.
Bro, they don't care.
They're in cahoots with the OEMs and the computer makers. They want you to get new machines for this. They're not going to cave in. One thing they did cave in on, though, is that those in the European Union, they get another year free for security updates. But the US, we don't get that luxury. Our consumer rights laws are not as good as theirs.
You know, and I'll play a little devil's advocate regarding Windows. I understand why they would force you to move on to a new operating system. It makes sense. I mean, you know, you're working on a thing, it dedicates all your time to it. You know, and you come out with this new version, you don't really want to spend the manpower on an older version when you have the new one out.
They have Copilot. Why do they have to spend manpower?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But like, I do understand and I'm not saying they're doing it in the right way. I'm saying I understand the whole idea that they're going with, you know, here's a new version where, you know, you guys can use it. I think the problem that comes into it, and it's like what Isaac says, is the fact that they're incorporating these stupid rules for upgrading. You know, like where if you don't have an 8th gen processor or higher because we want, is it TPM2?
Yeah, they need a BIOS or like a UEFI BIOS that supports secure boot, and they need the TPM 2.0 security chip to, you know, for reasons I'm not sure exactly why, but it's necessary.
Like that's where the stupid comes in. Like if they just said, all right, we're gonna upgrade to Windows 11, and look, your 6th gen processor, like you'll upgrade. You might not like the new operating system, but hey, if they just said, look, you can just upgrade if you have any processor that's newer than this, that just because it can't run it, like that would be my only excuse. It's just because it can't run it. But we know these older processors can. They're just choosing not to because they want stupid BIOS soft. You know, they want to get into your BIOS, and so when Windows does an update that bricks your BIOS, you know, you can get mad at them. But and then I'm just saying, like, I understand
But
why.
that's what we're all about.
George looked at me
What
as he
happened
said,
to that
"Brick
BIOS?"
It's bricked. Like I understand the upgrade and why they're forcing the upgrade. I don't understand why they have these stupid requirements.
And I completely understand Microsoft.
George, get out of the room."
I would say it is almost all right. So they are going to continue supporting Windows 10 for 3 years.
How much?
But so if for consumers, it looks like a single year for just your regular everyday consumer, $30 to get 1 year of extended security updates.
Unless you're in the European Union.
Yeah. Or if you have 1,000 Microsoft rewards, you can do it.
If you have our coupons,
So then for businesses, so this is how you know they're going to support it for 3 years. Businesses and organizations, $61 per device. How did they come up with 61
No,
per device
They had a
for the first year?
They had a wheel spin with every number from 1 to 100. It just landed on 61.
And then year two, it doubles. Now it's 122 per device for a year, and then it doubles again for year 3, $244 per device.
To be fair,
So
We
you're
can't-
gonna
we
have
keep
a
having to say
you're
that.
gonna have a
It's not.
team
No,
still
no,
doing
no.
updates, and you expect people to pay for it.
to be fair, all right, let me just devil's advocate. They did give you guys like a couple of years.
Well,
to
yeah, they
get the
gave
move
you
on.
warning, yeah, but
Like, this
still,
didn't just come
but
out,
it's
like,
still
last
like,
month.
all right, October 2025, it's the end of the world. You have to be upgraded. Oh, but wait, we have a special deal. Look at in this corner for $61, you get one more year. Oh, this corner, you get one more year. Oh, but it's a special price of $122, and then if you need it still. A third option. One more year right behind me. $244. They have a freaking team still
Let's-
doing updates.
Let's be honest. The pricing is a fear tactic. It's to basically say, if
but
you
there's
really
gonna
want
be someone who does it.
yeah, they're paying somebody to still do it. But let's be honest. The money.
I
is,
hope
is a
one
fear
person
tactic.
in the whole world does it.
just so they have to
And
actually.
it's like, all right, you're gonna lose money because you have to support it.
But
and you're only getting $120.
Oh, I'm gonna
for
do
this.
that. I'm gonna have one PC. I'm gonna on my business here have one PC still on Windows 10. $61 1 year, 122 for year 2, 244 for year 3. That's a write off. And then there's one guy, poor guy. I have to support this one computer for 3 years.
Nobody else
taking a step back,
Everyone else, don't do it.
people who are running on super old hardware are probably not doing a lot on their computer, which a great solution if you can't upgrade is getting Linux.
This is coming from the guy who's Sims from Microsoft.
Also, people who have old hardware, as looking at it as Microsoft, I would not want people with old hardware on my OS.
This is a premium OS for premium users.
Exactly.
Premium.
Next, we're gonna have Bill Gates
Premium.
out there. He's gonna be tweeting, "Look, guys, if you just can't get a Windows 11 machine, you're broken poor."
There's a Windows 10 for you and a Windows 10. Wait, no, Windows 11 for you.
Bill Gates gonna call me poor. That's
You're poor because you can't afford a Windows 11 machine.
I'm not going to let your 4th gen processor touch this operating system. It's gross.
Hold on, guys. I'm about to put in a new ARM chip. Guess what? It won't work.
No, but going back to my original Linux point, if you have old equipment, you're probably not doing heavy computer usage. Like, you're probably checking
Well,
your
and-
emails, daily browsing. Going to Linux would make more sense for that case if you don't want to upgrade, if you just want to keep that just to do your emails, your daily browsing. Because Linux would be a good
I think
option for that.
the problem is most people use Microsoft.
People don't want to relearn something.
You know, people use Microsoft and they use
Although
Windows.
every OS you have to relearn.
and and
Where'd my icon
like
go?
I'll give
I miss my computer.
I'll give somewhat credit where credit is due to a point.
Clippy.
To a point. I do respect Apple's updates when it comes to their laptops and their hardware. They do give long updates.
You just like the names they come up with. Leopard.
No, I'm just saying.
Jaguar.
I like how Apple. I like how Apple makes a very efficient laptop, and they support it for like what
Why are
7?
you glazing Apple?
I'm not
Tim learned a new word. guys.
Okay.
That's the first time I've ever heard him say it.
I just gotta do it.
I'm just
To
saying
Jacob.
Apple makes really good hardware. The M1 Pro MacBook, I always watch videos about it on YouTube. It is still a very competent machine. Like, I gotta give them credit, like 7 years, that's a long lifetime for a computer. And, you know, for people to say, oh, you don't need to upgrade, you have a good one. and I think where my point is going with this is the way Microsoft is doing this is it's going to create a lot of e-waste, which is not good for the environment. George, don't say anything because I know you're going to be like, I don't care. Let's destroy this planet sooner. Can't get it quick. Like, Like, I'm not giving Apple too much credit because, granted, if something breaks, there's your e-waste. Linux, on the other hand, says, does it think?
Does it power on? Does electricity
Electricity,
flow through
like,
it?
does it have
We
a
can
potato?
we
too?
can use a potato.
Only requirement on Linux is electricity. And it's like a maybe.
There's a video I saw, and kind of in response to Windows 10, doing its thing. Gamers Nexus, Steve went to this one facility where they had a bunch of staff, a bunch of computers, so many computers ranging from like 4th gen, I think was the oldest I saw, going all the way up to even 12th gen. Like, these were computers that were just thrown away for whatever reason. They're broken or they're too old to support Windows 11. And they repurposed them. They put Ubuntu on all of them after like checking all their parts, checking if their laptops are checking their batteries or webcams, checking all functionality. Having kids and adults alike just going there to learn how computers work and how to use Ubuntu as well, so that they're able to like show their family, show like the people who don't want to just have all this stuff go into an e-waste landfill, like repurpose them, bring them back into the community, and still have fully functional, completely usable computers to do whatever they need with it. So I thought that was really cool.
Because let's be honest, most people do not need these extremely expensive laptops just so they can go to Google and read news articles, or just so they can email. Like we deal with a lot of people who just use their computers to look at emails, and yeah, a 4th gen processor, it's not going to be the fastest.
It'll still do it.
It'll do the job, especially with Ubuntu, and you give it some more room to kind of wiggle around there. It'll do it, and it'll do it just fine.
They also don't get Outlook on their their
Outlook
system.
new sucks.
All you
so
need
who
is
needs
a
that?
browser. You can go to whatever you need.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly,
You got so
you
many
can
people
get to Google.
complain when I try to make them not use Outlook.
well, it's because it's built in.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
Firebird. I remember
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird. I mean, there's other alternative options.
Firebird and Thunderfox.
Browser. Once again, browser. You can get to anything you need to. So, like I said, the way Microsoft is going about this, where it's like we need BIOS level security, is stupid.
Which is totally fine.
It is most
George loves
definitely
selling
not
his
fine.
data. Like, it's stupid, and for most people, they don't care. They don't want it. They're cool with their 7th, 6th gen processor because all they do is go on Google, read fake news. All right, because they're clicking on the spam links,
Getting hacked.
But that's cool. Like, that's what you want it for, right? 'Cause
Exactly.
it's still going to happen on Windows 11. Like, at least your machine isn't going to kill a penguin or something.
Or honestly, you can just not care and don't upgrade and just deal with the repercussions of staying on Windows 10.
Actually, don't care. Just start writing letters to people again. Let's bring that back.
by pigeon.
Honestly, I think.
Tim, could you tell us a little bit about those days?
Did you guys like
What day?
shoot them down and like loot boys? Honestly, with Amazon deliveries, all right, you're gonna see me out there with a shotgun. Let's check what we got. Oven mitts, sweet. I've been looking for those.
Oh, like the drone deliveries?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll be shooting down the drones just like it was World War One. Anyway,
Yeah, there was drones in World.
well, the birds. They used to shoot them down. Anyways,
The silence was so loud right there.
anyways,
We've had some great rants tonight.
I think at the end of the day, you should sell all your data.
Yes, thank you for finally being
At
on
the
my
end of the
side.
day, look, just sell it all. It doesn't matter. Big Brother's watching.
Except every ad that Microsoft throws in your start menu and every single app.
You know how
and
you
every
pay
single-
$140 for Windows? All right, I love seeing ads. When
To
I
all
pay.
the viewers that are, or to all the listeners, I should say, go into your spam email box and just start clicking on every single link you see in there.
Do not follow George's advice if you have not figured that out
Look,
yet.
there are hot singles in your area. They are dying to meet you.
This is your chance. This is your calling.
This is your
Guys are
calling.
horrible.
Right. Look, the FBI does need $50 in Home Depot credit cards. All right, they do need that. You got to send that to them. All right, your computer is hacked, and the only way to get it fixed is you got to send Microsoft the Starbucks gift card. All right, that's just what has to happen. Trust me.
You know what's really funny?
That's all I have to do. I don't have to pay $30
Nope.
for Game Pass.
No,
No.
you just send them like $300 on Starbucks gift cards.
Awesome.
It's such a better deal, isn't it?
It is. I'll save $60.
They log into your computer. They
It's still more
fix
expensive
it.
than I'm paying right now.
They fix it, and then you can go meet your hot singles.
Oh,
All right, once your computer's working, you go meet
Good
them.
to go.
It could be a dude from Craigslist. Who knows? Had that happen to me before.
Wait, we're not talking about cheese and
I was gonna say
craft
craft
singles?
singles.
They can't use the internet.
I think
They're-
craft singles are the best, like American cheese.
I'm just picturing like a mouse on a computer saying hot singles, and they're just cheese clicking on the link.
Big thumbs.
That's so stupid to me.
Stuart Little.
Stuart Little on the computer falling for hot singles. Ain't that a subject? Ain't that a sentence? All right, somebody, I need artwork of that. Please draw me Stuart Little on a computer clicking on hot
I'm
singles.
trying to look for the
See
craft
if-
singles note in our free for all area.
see if Grok.
We're
can,
very lonely.
See if Grok can generate
Very
that.
lonely. so I need cheese.
Oh shoot!
So no, I think at the end of the day,
You said
at the end of the day,
like,
at the end of the day, all
come
right.
up with a new term.
At the beginning of the day,
In the middle of the day.
at the middle of the day, at the end of the 24-hour cycle,
When September ends,
when September
we're in
ends,
October now.
when October ends,
When the 21st night of September,
when October ends, just remember that Microsoft hates you. They don't like
no,
you.
they don't. They love you.
And Linux loves you. It's a cute little penguin. He wants you to download him. He's not gonna hack you. Unless you could download Kali, then the person is gonna hack you. Or go get Apple and be in like fake paradise or something.
Okay.
Be in denial.
Be in
In
denial.
denial. I am not a hipster. I am not a hipster. I'm not a hipster.
just be in denial.
I'm a what is it?
He really tried.
I am artsy.
Yeah.
I am a creator of content.
creator. Yeah.
This is a wonderful day, guys.
Yeah.
I just love it when evil corporations do evil things. This has been a really bad day. And both times it's been Microsoft.
Dang it.
First it was
Microsoft, don't let these guys talk you down.
First it was
I
Game
still
Pass.
want those Microsoft keys. Hey, now that Windows 10 isn't supported, you can start giving us Microsoft keys that we can give to
Guys,
all
I'm
the
not going to be on the
viewers.
next podcast. Battlefield 6 comes out this weekend. You guys are.
Tim, do you have
I
any
got priorities.
thoughts in your head as we were kind of rambling?
No.
On the other thought, Ghost of Yote, I heard is really good.
So at the end of December
On
year,
PlayStation.
at the end of the 2025 year, Ghost of Yote came out.
Wait, I need to.
At the beginning of 2099.
Actually, I might get Ghost of Yote because I have a PlayStation.
All right, guys,
Because there's games on PlayStation.
I will not do it.
buy a PlayStation and you'll be happy. Because guess what? They get hacked all the time. You can trust them with your
Whatever happened
information.
whatever happened to like Lizard Squad back in like the 360 days?
Lizard Squad.
Yeah. Do you not remember that?
Explain.
They hacked stuff and things?
So it's a hacker group.
All right. Let's go into the free for all section
Hold on,
really
hold
quick.
on, hold on.
We're in
hold
the
on,
free-for-all
hold
section.
On,
Are
hold
we?
on, hold on.
We've been in it. We're
Hold.
just.
We're
Hold. Give me your holding. All right, me and George are holding hands. Just for our listeners, just imagine that.
okay, you told me to hold. Go.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, going into my situation, I saw this one video.
Of cows.
No,
drinking
how tall?
bullets.
How tall of a building would you be able to fall off into a giant gummy bear so you could survive? Why are you looking at me like that?
All right,
What?
so Tim,
So
let me paint the scenario
how
for
big
you.
of the gummy bear does they have to be for
Wait,
you to
how,
be able
how
to
tall
jump?
is the building, or how big is the gummy bear?
He broke.
So let's say you're jumping off the Empire State Building. How
blue
big does the
screen.
gummy bear have to be for you to survive the impact of the fall?
Well, you're gonna hit terminal velocity at
It has to be
hold
in
on.
conclusion. It has to be pretty big for you to be able to.
Conclusion. So at the end of the day, the gummy bear has got to be about even.
Great, Jacob has a new saying now.
Yep.
Well, I think this has been fun.
So the gummy bear. All right, but did the gummy bear make a song?
Oh,
I'm still waiting for the
I'm a
album to
gummy
release.
bear.
On November, what was it?
I don't know. I wasn't gonna say because I forgot.
Guys,
the
don't
date.
worry. When that comes soon, we'll
I
Did you know there was a
Red,
Disney
red, red,
TV
red.
show that was about the gummy bears?
Really
Yeah.
When was this?
back in his
my
day.
back in the 90s. There's a show called The Gummy Bears.
I just want to let all our
Did it-
listeners know
It was fantasy based and all that.
that
Wait, fantasy based like D&D stuff? Or...
Well, it was along the lines of like in a fantasy world, a fantasy realm.
I'm looking this up.
like
yeah.
do the gummy bears like fight
I think it's
dragons
on
and
Disney
stuff
Plus.
like that?
I don't remember if they fight dragon. Well, they may have.
This is now painting a picture.
Oh, I
in
have
my
seen
head.
that.
Could you?
See,
No.
there is something.
Hold on, I'm gonna paint a picture. Tell me if you guys would watch
All right,
this.
I'm waiting for you to paint a picture.
All right, Game of Thrones, but gummy bears.
Game of Thrones, but Muppets.
That
Game
would
of
be
Thrones,
better.
but Muppets. But there's one real actor,
Yeah, every Muppets movie there has to be like one real actor.
Yeah,
so it
one
just looks
real
insane.
and they take it like so serious the entire time.
That's like they
Or instead of Muppets, no Muppets, only one actor just talking to himself the whole time.
Okay, Breaking Bad.
No, I like
but
Muppets better.
Jesse Pinkman is the only real actor. Everyone else is a puppet.
that would- The Lord of the Rings, but Gandalf is the only human. They're all Muppets.
But not all of them are human from the get go. You got elves, and then you got the
Actors, human actors,
The actors.
actors.
Oh shoot.
I honestly feel like what we're talking about, none of the viewers are going to be able to understand how this got to this point.
Okay, viewers, do you guys know what a Muppet is? All right, so it's like take a sock and put your hand in there, and then like put some googly eyes and make
some
it talk.
lotion.
All right.
Yeah, and then make it talk. That's a Muppet. So imagine that, and you're trying to make a movie with only that, and then there's just you, and you have to pretend like everything's serious. I think I painted that picture pretty well.
I think you did, and I think everybody here has had some very valid and thoughtful opinions
Until the end.
until the very end. We
Okay,
kind of
so,
fell
like-
off a little bit, but
I think at the end,
I think we're good. I think
of
we're
the
good. Jay, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there.
We're at the
We're at
end
the
of
end.
the podcast.
we are so at the end of this podcast. In conclusion,
At the end of the podcast, I'm going to beat up Jake.
at the end, what we have figured out during this episode was Microsoft hates us because they're raising prices for their games and their console.
But they're thinking about the kids. I've already explained this.
They're thinking about the kids.
I think that
Microsoft is
next week is going to be better.
Microsoft is going to cut off support here in October, like they're cutting your utility cord. Ubiquity cord.
ubiquity cord. Utility cord. Ubiquity cord. Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
They're cutting off your.
The umbrella cord.
They're cutting your cord. All right, and they're going to create e-waste because they hate the
What's the
environment.
Only
word,
way
Jacob?
you
And
can
this is
grow up.
completely fine.
They're cutting the ubiquity.
Hold on, everybody. Let him get it. Let him get it. Go ahead.
Hold on. Umbilical.
No words. No words. Let him go. Let him go.
It's like you, isn't it? It starts with a U.
Come on.
Wait, it starts with a U.
When you
right?
get it, I'll finish the podcast.
You guys are gonna be here all night. Hold on. I gotta
He
check
needs
out
to
the
search the
definition.
spelling of it.
Nope. Okay, let's see.
Ubiquity? Why do we keep on going back to ubiquity?
Ubisoft
What
cord.
is the cord
He
that
doesn't know how to spell it.
You better be searching on DuckDuckGo and
the
not Google.
mom and baby. So the cord that attaches the mom umbilical cord.
There you go.
Hey. That.
Let's give
And
him a
with
round
that,
of applause.
yay.
Yeah, Microsoft is cutting the umbilical cord to all Windows machines, and you got to grow
Windows
up.
10 machines,
Win-
not all Windows machines.
All of them, they're going
Except for my
away.
one.
Except for Tim's. He's gonna pay an extra $300 to keep his umbilical cord. Attached to Microsoft. But remember, guys, Linux is always here to love you. It's never gonna let you down. Never gonna give you up.
And F you, NVIDIA.
Never gonna turn around and
I don't know the rest.
desert you. What did you say?
All right, host, take control of this.
I'm trying. They're a little rough,
Guys,
but- Okay, everybody.
Sneak peek. Next episode, we're gonna have a philosophical debate. Just a
Yeah,
little sneak
no,
peek.
we're not going to do that. All right, Isaac, thank you for being here.
Thank you for listening.
George,
Hey.
Tim,
I survived.
and
Thanks, everyone.
Jacob learned a new word today.
Tim, one of these days, I'm gonna teach you what 6-7 means.
my
I- No, we're not. All right.
Let's
Thank
continue
you.
the podcast to explain it.
Thank you guys for listening. This has been the Brick Files podcast. Have a good day. Have a good night. Whatever. Bye, guys.
But at
Have
the
a
end of the
good-
day.
Have a good end of the day.